welcome to part 15 of our IVF journey, and this episode we are preparing for transfer number 4. For anyone new to our IVF journey, you can check out our full playlist up here, where you can see our IVF journey so far. Our last IVF transfer was back in August, so it's been a long time since a transfer. We took a bit of a pause to do a lot of tests, try to figure out if there's some sort of underlying issue. We found nada. So yeah, it's time to get back in the game again and do our next transfer. Don't forget to like and subscribe to continue following our journey, and fingers crossed we will have a successful IVF journey. Comment down below if you are also doing IVF or if you know someone who is. I love hearing from you guys. And yeah, let's see how this next transfer goes.
In early April, it was finally time to pick up my medication in preparation for transfer cycle number 4.
We are now midway through April. I've had a phone call with my fertility doctor, who now has all the results to all the tests I've been doing. So my last transfer was back in August, so it's been a good few months now of waiting, jumping through different hoops, doing the tests, and then waiting for the test results. But now we finally have them all. So what tests did I do? First of all, I did 2 blood tests. One was to check clotting issues, and one was to check for chromosomal issues on my side. Corey, my husband, has already done that test. I think it's pretty standard for men to do it, but we did a check on my side too. Both are completely normal. After that, last February, I did an ERA test, which stands for endometrial receptivity analysis. Basically, you do a mock transfer cycle. So you take all the medication. You start on the first day of your cycle. You take the medication as you would for a transfer, but on the day that you would normally do the embryo transfer, instead of transferring an embryo, you take a little bit of a biopsy of the uterine lining. And the reason for doing that test is to see whether the day of the transfer is the right day for you, or if it maybe should be a day before or a day after, depending on the sample. When my ERA biopsy was sent to the lab, they actually mistakenly tested it for Emma and Alice as well. So I actually got those ones free of charge. They all came back normal too. And then we did the hysteroscopy, and that was pretty bad. So that was a full anesthetic, and went into the hospital. Went in 9 a.m. in the morning, and I was out of there around 4 p.m. I was waiting for about 3 hours in the morning, and then under full anesthetic. And what they do is they put a camera up inside you to check for any lumps and bumps around your uterine lining. And also at that stage, they also took a little bit of a biopsy then too. So they didn't find any lumps and bumps with the cameras. They didn't find anything to be concerned about. And with the biopsy, it looks good too. Basically, I think it's testing like the microbiome or something like that. But yeah, so all tests have come back normal. I feel a little bit like we just wasted the last, 9 months or whatever. But I suppose if we would have found something and we could fix it, that would have been good too. But yeah, look, onwards and upwards. So I have now been to get my medication for my next transfer. My next transfer, I think I'm starting medication around the end of April, and we're planning to do a transfer around May 19th-ish. Obviously that's TBC. So let's have a look at what medication I'm on for this transfer. First of all, we have Proceed. This was an add-on that my doctor wanted me to have. It cost €60. And anyway, yeah, it's got, what does it have? Zinc, folic acid, choline, and CoQ10.
Then I was also on 8 milligrams of estrofem, which I started at the start of my cycle, cyclogest pessaries, which I started after my internal scan, and some injections just in case I needed extra progesterone support.
So we'll be starting pretty soon. Let's see how it goes. So today I am going for my internal scan to check to see if there's a triple line pattern on the uterus and to confirm if we're good to go ahead with the transfer day next week. So fingers crossed. Corey, my husband, is also here to sign consent forms because we started this whole process a year ago now, so he has to renew his consent. Thanks, Alan.
Here.
Oh, perfect.
So we're going to say perfect.
All went well at the scan. My lining had the triple line pattern that they look for, and it had a thickness of 9.2. You want it to be between 8 and 12 to be optimal, so we are looking all good to go for the embryo transfer on Tuesday. It is now the Thursday after the scan. I had it yesterday, and today we start progesterone. Family day out to go and do progesterone blood tests. Yay! My progesterone levels came back at 50.6. For a frozen embryo transfer, most clinics want it to be above 30 to 35. Some clinics prefer it to be above 45. And mine is at 50.6, which means that my body has been very receptive to the progesterone. I won't be needing progesterone injections, and there is a nice environment created for an embryo to implant. So at this stage, my lining is looking good, my progesterone levels are good. The main variant now is the embryo. We haven't done PGA testing on our embryos. It wasn't provided under the public funded IVF. So we don't know if it's an actually good genetic embryo. That's the main variant now. It's transfer day. I am really looking forward to it. We've had such a long wait since the last transfer. The last transfer was back in August. It is now mid-May. So it's finally time that we do another transfer. And I'm just thinking that this could be the one. So hopes are high. Time to water up before the transfer. We need a full bladder. And also some pineapple. It's transfer day. How are you feeling?
Nervous, wanting to work. How are you feeling?
Good. I think it's been a really long wait and I'm excited to get going again. Do you think it's been a long wait?
It's been too long. But this time, it's going to work.
Love you!
Love you.
We arrived to the fertility clinic at 1:10 The transfer was at 2 on May 12th. We were brought to the transfer area and given a gown, a head mask and footwear for protection. The transfer itself only takes about 10-15 minutes, so we were out of there pretty quickly. We received a photo of the ultrasound, and the little white dot is the medium that is surrounding the embryo. And here is our beautiful 5BB embryo frozen on day 6. After that, we were good to go home and stopped off for our mandatory McDonald's chips. We then went for a light walk around the local pond, and even the geese were having babies.
All went well with the transfer. Now we enter the 2-week wait. Stay tuned to see if this transfer is successful, and hopefully we'll have good news in the next episode. Fingers crossed.